Welcome to another book review. And yes, there have been several really interesting books released over this last couple of weeks. And here's another one. So this one is by Ness Bosch. I hope I've said her name right. Sacred Bones, Magic Bones, Stories from the Path of the Bones. This is a personal journey. That's when I was reading it, it felt like it was a personal journey from the author, because she talks about her childhood. She lives in Scotland now, but she was originally from the Iberian Peninsula. So she talks in part one, book in two parts. So she talks in part one about her childhood experiences of wandering, finding bones, visiting caves. Later on, archaeologists going further back into the caves, finding things, and she knew where these caves were because she'd visited them as a child. So yeah, a very, very personal journey right the way through the book. So in the first part, she very much deals with the physiology of bones. So she discusses why we have bones, what they do, the fact that they produce some of our blood cells, this sort of thing. She also discusses the archaeology and the known history of bones, primarily, as I say, from her childhood, but also including areas in other parts of the world. She also discusses how they are viewed within living traditions around the world today, and how our bones contain our ancestral origins. Going back to that reptilian brain that I discussed in one of my previous talks. But the idea is still there, that it gives us our understanding of our development as a species, and how we migrated, because that's what the bones have shown. If you follow them through archaeology, they show how we migrated across the world as the ice ages came and went. So yes, so the first half, very, very interesting, talking about fossils, lucky bones, teeth, scrimshaw. For anybody that doesn't know what scrimshaw is, it was the art that whalers did in the 16th, 17th, 18th, into the 19th century on whale bones and such like. And you can still find it in antique shops occasionally in the UK, and I would think in other places as well, but obviously I live in the UK. So yeah, very, very interesting first half. Second half, even more interesting, because that's where she puts it into practice. So the second half takes you into working with bones from ancient origins. So there's translations of spells done from Delphi in here, but the author also gives us some of her own spells as well that she actually has developed, because this is her path. It's her path. So I did put, as you can see, I did put a couple of little markers in so that I didn't lose my place. So chapter 2 in part 2 is about bone casting and magic. So she talks about sourcing bones, whether you can find them in nature, but you can now, we live in a very urban society, so you can actually get them and buy them online. And she tells you how to prepare them, how to get used to them, how to cleanse them, so that you pick up their energies. And they're not just bones. When it says bone casting, it can be teeth, it can be antlers, it can be shells, it can be pebbles, but it's called bone casting, and it's a method of divination. So that's in here. Very strong on working with your ancestors, because your bones contain the memories of our ancestors. That's that by the archaeologists following the bones across the world, they've come to the understanding of how our species has developed, how we migrated across the world as the ice ages came and went. So yeah, so my next little one was The Bone Magic at Ancient Times. As I said, that's where there is the binding spell from Delphi. And I think there's another one. Yeah, an amulet. Amulet to ward off ghosts. A charm to induce insomnia. I think you would do that if you... That was sort of like a hex, isn't it? If you make somebody not sleep. A love spell of attraction. So those are the Greek ones. But then the author goes on to some of my spells with bones. So she talks about protection, a personal protection badger amulet. She uses a badger claw. And where else did I see? A spell to attract money in abundance. And with that, you use chicken bone. Just a chicken bone. So yes, fascinating book with seagull bone to achieve a purpose or something specific. So for those of you that live on the coast, you might come across a seagull bone. Working with fox spirit. And then there are candle spells as well that are dedicated to the goddesses that are linked to working with bones. So you've got Baba Yaga, you've got the Kaliak, you've got Kali, you've got the Morrigan, you've got what's one of the others? There you go. Brain's just gone because I really did enjoy this book. Hestia. She's actually got Hestia in it, which is interesting. I wouldn't have put, I suppose Hestia, yes, because she's guardian of the home, isn't she? So yeah, you would be dealing with bones because you cook. There's my take on that. That could be wrong. All right. The bibliography in the back is decent. It's 4.5 pages. But what she does give is a nice list of online resources that you can go to. So yeah, highly recommend this book to anybody that wants to delve a little bit further into working with bones or just knowing the history of them and how they have been with us all our lives way back. So yeah, I hope this is interesting. Let me know if you get the book. Let me know what you think of it.